Hey, what's up, y'all? Talentscowt back at it with another video. I'm your host, Terrence. Doesn't upload regularly. God, a little water in the corner of my mouth. I just drank some water so my voice wouldn't be so raspy. Whatever. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about, still some more, idea formation and execution, and why if you have a good idea, you should probably just go ahead and follow through with it. Because if you don't, someone else will. And yeah, you'll just be left with the crippling, oh, that could have been me, or at least I think that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm kind of freestyling this one, so let's see what happens. And I'm going to roll the intro and get to it. So a couple days ago, I was talking with one of my best friends, as I often do. And while we were chatting, he sent me over this Instagram story of one of our acquaintances that we met just through our travels. So this person, they were at the Azul Fives Resort in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So Playa del Carmen, it's like an hour-ish or so south of the Cancun International Airport. Me and a few other friends, we went there for the first and only time we've been so far, back in May of 2017. Dope experience, but checking out this person's story, Azul Fives has done some massive upgrades. And one of the coolest things that I saw was now that your hotel room key was actually integrated into like a bracelet of some sort, which really got me to thinking, because I actually did a senior project on literally just that at this resort called Keyless. So I want to talk about that story. So it's my last semester of college at CSU Monterey Bay, home of the Otters, and I was participating in what was called the startup weekend. So it was required. I was in venture finance for one of my final courses, and one of our things was, you got to do this. So I was like, okay, fine. So it's a weekend, early January, where you have 52 hours to basically form a team, come up with an actionable business plan, and create like an MVP all within that one weekend. It was actually really intense. So I was coming into this project like the C student that I am. I was like, I'm just going to join a group, do my part, yada, yada, whatever, get the grade because I have to do the thing. So, just sitting there listening to, I guess, the orientation of the startup weekend. And then we found out that, people had to go up, do some pitches, and that's how we would determine what teams would be formed. It's like, okay, you pitch an idea, the crowd votes on it, and then people join your team. I wasn't going to pitch, but my buddy, Daniel, appreciate him for doing this. He was just like, dude, you're good at public speaking. Just go pitch something. So I just stood in line, and I had 5 minutes to come up with an idea because I did not have a startup idea. And so pretty much I just thought back on my experience to the year prior in 2017 while at the Azul Fives Resort. I'd lost my key once. I'd lost my camera, part of like my camera equipment, and I lost my key. So like the detective that I am, I deduced, oh my God, someone found my key and realized where my room was and stole my stuff. Now, obviously that didn't actually happen. I found my my camera equipment, and I just got a new room key. But that shock value was enough to leave an impression. And I was like, we need this. So my startup idea was like, we need to use some kind of like RFID technology that can be implemented. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be RFID, but some kind of wireless technology where your room key could be inside of your, like a bracelet. Because I knew they did some things like that at some music festivals. Like that was like what they scanned. It was like, how hard could it be to get that inside of a bracelet for like hotels? And then, so apparently I said it probably a lot more convincing than I'm saying it right now, because, it's kind of hard to catch lightning in a bottle a second time. But my idea actually received the most crowd approval and got like the most votes. So I was like, oh, dang. Okay. And then once I realized this, the people that were running it, they're like, okay, so what do you need in a team to actually make this idea like a reality? And I felt like and I really felt like plankton, because I was just like, actually, I didn't think I would make it this far. So I just played it by ear. Like, I need someone who can do this, this, and this. I don't actually know what those things were. I knew obviously we needed someone that was like a computer science major that could do some software something or other. Needed someone with some hardware something or other. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, weekend went pretty well. Got some ideas. Actually, market validated. Found out how to source parts from China. Pretty much came up with designs for it, and then presented it again at the end of the startup weekend. Did awfully because it was still just a really, like plasma, anamorphous, just, it wasn't a solid idea yet. So they gave me some feedback, but it was good enough to continue into the startup challenge. So did some more work throughout the semester. And eventually I actually had to make like a real prototype, which was kind of crazy because business major, I don't know anything about how things actually work. I'm more of an idea kind of guy. Think of me as like a product guy or a CEO. I can't do anything, but man, I can see the vision. Anyway, so eventually spring break came along and I jetted off to Hawaii because we actually had to build a thing and I didn't know what to do. So I connected with some friends and friends of friends that I knew from the University of Hawaii's engineering department. They gave me some ideas and lo and behold, it was enough. And they set me up with enough YouTube videos. We actually made like a prototype. Well, I guess I kind of made a prototype, which I was really impressed with myself for because I don't have any technical background at all other than, I don't know. Nope, just nothing at all. That's literally my technical background, at least up to that point. But yeah, long story short, didn't win the startup challenge because I had my worst public speaking / pitch of my entire life. But I did actually talk with a couple of judges after the facts. They thought the idea was pretty cool. But yeah, look ahead 2 years later, that same resort that I was at that made me synthesize the idea, they now have it. And whoever made it, they probably got a nice little chunk of change. So what's the lesson to all this rambling? All ideas, assuming that they solve a problem, are good ideas if they're implemented well, which I couldn't do. So yeah, if you've got that really good idea, just go for it, man, because what's the worst that can happen? Like you accidentally become a success, go for it. Oh, little tidbit, side note, I just want to throw this in there. Shout out to the dude Sulu. So he has this game, check it out, it's called Quick Maths. Do you remember back in middle school when everyone would be racing to do like those multiplication table challenges and like addition, like all of like those math facts. So he built this iMessage game where you can basically do all of these fact tables and just quick maths against your friends, and it's really dope. So right now, as of today, yeah, it was like today or yesterday, it's the #2 iMessage game in the App Store. So congrats to Sulu. Yeah, this wasn't a paid promotion, but I like to see my dudes succeed. So hopefully all 205 of my subscribers check it out. And that's all I have to talk about today. So yeah, that'll do it. I'll catch y'all the next one. Peace.